experiments they do for small children so that they would learn physics at an early age. I love this magazine. There was nothing, very little auto rotation. Very little. They have quietly expurged all these dangerous things. Imagine all the high school kids doing science projects on rotation and then arriving at flying contraptions that are so easy to build. This is exactly what Sandy Kidd did. He has two baby gyros here, spinning along the vertical shaft as a part of a big mother gyro, which helps them lift vertically. Sandy had two baby gyros, but we can have 3, 4, or n. Doesn't matter, the more the better. So all the baby gyros spin like this. The mother gyro spins along a vertical axis. And we have a lot more efficient drive because here we have spinning along 2 axes. If it's only the mother gyro, it spins along 1 axis. So it's a one degree of spinning. Here it's 1 axis here and another axis here. So this is 2 degrees of spinning. We may even have 3 degrees of spinning. If we introduce one more direction of spinning, that would be the most efficient drive. The more spinning there is, I don't know why, but the more efficient this drive becomes. Actually, we will come to the idea here. And this is an artist's impression of how such a flying saucer would look like. This is the mother gyro spinning along the periphery. The many baby gyros. The only thing that they added for direction control are these gimbals that would allow the baby gyros to be directed in any necessary desired direction of flight. The mother gyro lifts the craft off the ground and keeps it from falling. The baby gyros allow the craft to travel into, if they are directed in this way, it would fly this way. If they are directed into that way. And here we have an engineering drawing how this can be made as a spinning electric motor. These are the starter coils here. This is the electric motor. These are the baby gyros inside. Not only that, but the author claims, this is Otis Carr's anti-gravity vehicle. He claims that this is a free energy drive. All such designs, immediately after they are patented, if they can ever get past the patent office, are secretly taken and financed by the Illuminati until they can see what they can squeeze out of them. Some of them are unworkable. Most of them end up brilliant working devices. And this is how they have amassed and hoarded this incredible technology that they have in their disposal.
Well, I investigated Otis Carr myself, and what I found out is about 1958, you were able to read in newspapers about him test flying his flying saucers, because when I was 18 I remember reading the articles. And then by 1960 his whole factory had disappeared. He had a factory in Maryland and another one in Hesperia, California.
Factory in Maryland?
Yeah, he had 2 of them.
I have a case where some strange, there was a comment here that Otis Carr had a whole factory for anti-gravity craft in the 60s. In the 50s he was testing flying saucers in Maryland and somewhere else. I would love to talk about this because I've also discovered some very strange things about him. He probably went black. He probably...
He got brought off. I know a guy who knows exactly what happened to him. They took him to Australia and he's working in a secret base in Australia.
In Pine Gap, in the Pine Gap facility.
Yeah.
All the Australians are taken to the United States and work on the same projects. You just remove them from where everybody knows him. And the most hard evidence came unexpectedly from no other source but the physical review letters. Did you get it very big on the screen? Yeah. I want this the biggest possible letters. The physical review letters is one of the top, best, and respected academic physics journals around the world. Hayasaka and Takeuchi, 2 Japanese scholars, in December 18, 1989, had the audacity to publish a paper about an anomalous weight reduction on a gyroscope's right rotation around, again, the vertical axis on the Earth. How could they dare publish such an article? they had a standard issue aviation gyroscope suspended in a vacuum flask to eliminate any aerodynamic lift effects, suspended and balanced on a laboratory scale, micro scale. All of it was in again an insulated box. Later on they did the experiment in a magnetically insulated room that they borrowed from one of the electronics companies there. And they just feed electricity to the gyro and the gyro spins. And what they discovered was astonishing, that the higher the RPMs, from 3,000 to 13,000, the bigger the weight loss of the gyro. And here they use two types of gyros with two different masses. One is 175 grams, the other is 139 grams or something. And for right rotation, the mass decreases. For left rotation, nothing happens. The weight loss is small. The weight loss is milligrams. So we are talking between 2 and 10 milligrams. But because this is a very precision scale, for that scale to discover several milligrams missing, it's like for a normal scale to discover several pounds missing of an object that weighs 100 pounds. So, what to do? I mean, the experiment caused a sensation. A lot of world articles wrote about it. Less than a month it was debunked by two authors from Colorado working on an Air Force grant. How were they able, around Christmas time and New Year, to build quite a complicated plexiglass spinning top powered by an air turbine, to machine it, to draw the drawings, machine it in the shop, assemble it together, to do the experiments over and over and over again, to write the paper, to go through the peer review, to take it to the press and to publish it 29 days later. This is impossible. They have been given the green light by the whole government establishment to debunk the paper, and their article was titled "Anomalous Reduction with a Now Weight Loss Experiment with a Now Result." They made sure that even in the title it would become obvious to the biggest dimwit that this is a hoax, that this cannot be. And effectively all research died down. By the time others had the time to create similar experiments, these came with a refutation, and I don't know of anybody else that repeated this experiment, unless they do it in private. So, let's repeat here. I've done a little analogy. Sandy Kidd had two baby gyros spinning as one along a vertical axis. There is an inventor in Phoenix who has three baby gyros, driven either by individual motor, each one of them, and then the fourth motor spins them along a vertical axis, or by one motor, doesn't matter. In a Russian experiment, they have four baby gyros, each spinning left or right, mounted on a mother gyro that also can spin left and right. However, here, these are on a horizontal axis. In the Russian experiment, they have put them on an axis that has less than 180 degrees. But the physical principle is the same. And what the Russians discovered is that they spun the baby gyros, all of them in one direction. Left, 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 left. All of them in the other direction. Right, 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 right. And they did all other combinations. Left, left, right, right. Or left, right, left, right. And they discovered that when they spin them in this left, right pattern, they were getting the biggest weight reduction. So when we think about it, left, right,